Are you looking for new strategy games that you can play right now? Here's 9 to get you started. As always, links are in the description underneath the like button. Starting us off, we have Heart of Muriet. This is an RTS with a pretty unique visual style, and honestly it looks great. It's voxel based, as you can tell, and features a fantasy setting with base building, research trees, and of course lots and lots of explosive combat. One of its unique mechanics is a spell system with 4 different magic schools, those being fire, arcane, nature, and water, and as you level up those skills you unlock new buildings, units, spells, and research. The game even features a map editor that is planned to be able to create full custom campaigns, though right now it's limited just to levels. Though the dev has stated that the editor itself will grow with the game and gain functionality over time. Heart of Muriet is planning for an early access release next year, but there's a free demo that, as the title of this video suggests, you can download and play right now. I've tried this one out personally and it's actually pretty fun, so give this one a shot if you're interested. Right, Manor Lords. If you've been following the RTS scene, you've likely heard of this one. First, a couple of caveats. This isn't actually strictly speaking an RTS. It's also a city builder, similar to what you might find in Banished or Stronghold. And secondly, this is only available to play within these dates as a demo in the Steam Next Fest. So if you're watching this in the future, you'll have to wait till another demo is released or it's out in early access. The demo is somewhat limited as it only contains part of the city building portion, but it's still a lot of fun and I'd recommend you try it out. It's incredibly polished for a pre-early access demo. It looks great, and it has a lot of quality of life features and niceties that I wasn't expecting from a game this early in development, made by a single dev. I'm really excited to see how this project develops, and hopefully we can revisit it sometime soon to check out a fuller gameplay package. Though unfortunately there's no announced release date yet. Empires of the Undergrowth is everyone's favourite ant-based RTS game. Apparently. I'd actually never heard of this one. It came out back in 2017 and it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, which is saying something. It's still in early access, but the reason it's on this list is that a huge update just dropped a couple of months back that adds fire ants, yippee, and a bunch of other stuff too, I guess. Look, to be honest, I don't know a lot about this game, but it's had a great reception and it's looking like it will be reaching a full 1.0 release pretty soon. If this looks interesting to you, then it's available on Steam for $20 and there's even a free demo to get you started if you'd like to trial it out first. Here's another game that I admit isn't actually an RTS, but I'm a sucker for free demos and space games, plus the full game is releasing very soon. The Pegasus Expedition is a grand strategy game that centers around, as the title suggests, an expedition to the Pegasus galaxy in order to seek out a new home for humanity. Personally, I'm not a big grand strategy guy, but I know there's a lot of crossover between that and the real-time crowd, so this might just scratch your itch, especially if you're waiting for Sins 2 or Homeworld 3 for your space fix. Like I said, there's a free demo that you can try right now, and the full release is just around the corner, slated for this year. Commanding Nations is a game that I've got my eye on, but I'm actually not sure that I'd recommend you pick it up just yet. It is very early in development and it only just released into early access in the last few days. It's positioned as a Command & Conquer Generals-esque experience, and visually it certainly looks the part. Choosing to buy in on this one should be a choice made to support the devs, rather than anything else, I think. Steam reviews are a bit mixed, pointing to a game with potential but lacking content right now, and I've heard similar feedback from a patron supporter in my Discord, who said it was, and I quote, super bare bones, but they're collecting feedback, bug reports, and have an active Discord. Though he also said that he wouldn't recommend it as a standalone, playable game right now. So take that as you will. I'll at least be keeping an eye on this one as it moves along, and hopefully receives a 1.0 release sometime down the line. If you do want to buy in now, it'll cost you $15. Foxhole, right, this is a unique one. This just received a full 1.0 release this week, and it's basically like an MMO RTS? It's really strange, and honestly I find it hard to describe what it really is. It's a World War II game where every soldier is controlled by a real person, where logistics play a massive role and supplies are produced and transported by real players, where battles can last for days or weeks, where tanks need to be commanded and crewed by multiple people, and where bases need to be built and managed to serve players fighting on the front lines. It's hard to really pigeonhole this game into a single genre, but it's so interesting that I just had to include it. I reckon I will give this one a go at some stage, and if you want to do the same, then it's on sale for the next few days in celebration of its 1.0 release. It's very positive on Steam and otherwise reviewing well, and I would guess that there's some of you out there that will pick up Foxhole and really click with it. And if you want to do so, it'll cost you $22 US. Now to something a bit more chill with Retro Commander. This actually came out a few months ago back in early access, but it's receiving constant updates and is very positive on Steam, plus it's free to play, sort of. And the visual style is really lovable and it takes me back to the old RTS games of the 90s. It's set on a post-apocalyptic Earth and includes a full story campaign as well as a bunch of other modes that can be played solo, co-op, or as traditional multiplayer. As I said before, the game is free to play, but there is a DLC that unlocks all of the current and future maps, as well as the ability to upload your own maps for others to play. I'll be honest, it's a little confusing trying to figure out what the base game actually includes, but it's at least free to try and the overall feedback is good, so you've got nothing to lose in trying it out. Oh look, another non-RTS. Yes, I know, this is grand strategy, but again, the crossover is there, and anecdotally, a lot of my RTS friends have been talking about this one, and they seem pretty interested in jumping in. So you might be the same. For those who don't know, Terra Invicta is made by the team who made the fantastic Long War mod for Firaxis' XCOM games, and features a similar setting of investigating and fighting an alien threat across Earth. That's not all there is though. You'll be expanding throughout the solar system to colonize asteroids, moons and planets, as well as construct space stations and shipyards above them, and defend your territory through the 3D space-based combat system. There's a lot to unpack in this game, and I won't even begin to try and cover it all. But if you're interested, then I encourage you to check it out. Unfortunately, there is no demo for this one, but you can always utilize the refund system if the game isn't what you expected. It's available in early access right now, and it will cost you $35 US. Last on the list today, Sins of a Solar Empire 2. This actually isn't out just yet, but it's only a few weeks away from when this video goes live, so if you're watching past October 28th, then you'll be able to buy and play the single player demo right now. What is there to say about Sins of a Solar Empire that hasn't been said already? It's a game I personally love, and the news of a sequel brought life into my cold dead heart. Its blend of scale and strategy, while being 100% real time, is incredibly unique, and it's something that I haven't seen replicated anywhere else. The closest might be something like Supreme Commander. If you want my full thoughts on this one, then you can watch my video on the announcement, or keep your eyes peeled for coverage of the first demo release, which will be going up as soon as possible after it comes out. And that's the list. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you've now got at least one new game to try or keep your eye on to satisfy that strategy craving. If you'd like to suggest any games for the next video, DM me on Twitter or flick me an email. I want this series to primarily focus on indies, so I can use my platform to shine a light on games that might find it difficult to cut through the noise of the AAA scene, or who need just a bit of a helping hand to get in front of a keen audience. And I hope I've been able to do that today. Lastly, if you'd like to support me and what I do here, then you can do so on Patreon. You'll join legends like Aero, Crizzy218, George Rain, Jack Walsh, Nutty Jawa, Overlord Jeebus, T-Edits, Crispy Robo Chicken, Dekayo, David DeBollier, and Ludwig Pervatoni. Thank you again very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.